Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Alex Jordan. Today's sponsors are rcpitlane.com. Reach out to them for all your Yokomo drift needs. And the brand that started the series, Creative. So for step one, it's important that you use a fine tip Sharpie. Don't use any other Sharpie. You need a fine tip Sharpie. This is something I don't see people do. So this is one of the tips I do, and I've been building bodies for a little over 8 years now. So this is an easy tip for anyone. Even if you don't have a steady hand, you're just following the line of the body. Now you're outlining all the areas where you want it to be taped and don't want any paint on. So I'm just going to do this all around the body. I'm going to kind of rush through this. This isn't one of my best jobs, but this is just a sample, just so you guys get the idea. Now you're going to do the tail lights as well as the headlights. Same process. And this is really important when you're doing a tape job on those because you don't have much areas to go outside the line when you're cutting. I do not recommend using the stuff that comes with it. As for the tape that I use for the masking, I'm just using tamiya tape. You can pick this up at your local RC shop, or even if you go on Amazon, you can buy this. But I recommend using the 40 millimeter for the bigger windows, or even if you're changing the colors on the doors for the hood. You can use this to cover more of the surface area, just so that it cuts down time, but it also doesn't leave areas where it can bleed. Now we're getting down to the masking. Just make sure that you press the edges, cover all the surfaces. Don't put too much tape to where you're gonna cover up all the outline that you did earlier. Cheap ways to get through this is either putting light behind the body or just aiming it toward the ceiling. Another big tip is to use a X-Acto or hobby blade. No box cutters, no other type of razor. You want to use this because it makes the windows more precise. Now I don't normally use the whole X-Acto. I normally will take just the blade out and use that because it gets better cuts. But this is just a beginner tutorial for you guys to see that it's possible to look really, really clean and make the masking better than the stock stuff. Now, when doing the side, I use the 40 millimeter tape. I want to cover as much as I possibly can right here. Um, Again, you see the outline, it's helping. What I'm going to do out here is I'm going to dot the window trim from the outside just to make it easier for me to cut from the inside. I can cut the window from in between the dotted line and the actual line that I made earlier to get a better cut and better visuals for painting later. So as you can see, just one tape job, I was able to remove everything and cover everything in one shot. Yes, there's yellow covering it, but that's going to get covered up. Now the final step in this is going to be the light masking. Now the key with the light masking is not to use just one piece to cover up the entire lens. The easiest solution to get the cleanest line without any runs would be to just use as much piece of tape as possible. You want the tape as flush to the body as possible on this. Any little gaps in there, the paint tends to bleed through, and then you got to do a lot of cleanup. Sometimes, depending on what you use, you can do it with alcohol or body cleaner. But if you don't have to do it, why should you? Taping things a proper way should help. Now, it's a little more difficult to do rear lights with the blade, but you see I'm still able to do it. And again, I am rushing through this, but it still comes out clean.